I suppose the other item of interest tonight, apart from whether England can get through to the new ball, which I don't think they can,
is whether either of these can get to their tongues.
Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. In comes Root again. Down the wicket comes Mitchell and gets this on the full. It's past the man at short mid-wicket, fielded at mid-on. They get through for a comfortable single. 216 for 4.
Would you want them to take the new ball today, or would you want them to just bowl through to a point where you can take it first thing tomorrow?
I think they will. I mean, I think that I don't think they're necessarily they're just trying to get through the overs more quickly, so that they can get to the new ball more quickly tomorrow when everyone is fresh. This one, Mitchell tries to sweep, doesn't get it away, comes off the pad. It's the end of the over, just 2 runs from it. New Zealand are 216 for 4. Rod Tucker hands Joe Root his cap and his sunglasses, which he affixes to the peak of his cap, or above the peak of his cap. And well, we're being told the second new ball is available in 10 overs, but we won't get 10 overs in the next 32 minutes, I wouldn't think. And if we do, that'll only give us time for one over with the new ball in any case.
It's a very relaxed looking balcony of the New Zealand team. They're all quite calm now, I think.
Absolutely. Well, why wouldn't you be? They lead by 207. We have a change in the bowling, so that notion of the new ball being taken seems to have really been ignored by England, because they're bringing back Matty Potts.
I've heard from Potts that the kettles are filthy black. You know he might do. Let's bring him into the attack.
And I think we've got the young fielder who was on yesterday as 12th man and looked about 11. He's gone to deep mid-wicket by the looks of things. So I don't know who's actually gone off the pitch. Maybe it's Parkinson. First ball is left alone by Mitchell, who remains on 86. 216 for 4. Now, I'm not sure. Has Potts bowled from the pavilion end before in this innings?
I don't recall.
I thought he's mainly operated from the nursery end, without sort of searching back through the Cricinfo information. I don't suppose we'll know. This one turns Mitchell round ever so slightly.
Took the ball that went just up the hill very slightly.
It's gone up the hill. And well, he's safe enough. Played into the offside.
We've had a lovely tweet off Matt's Musings. Hello from Adelaide. Listening to the Gorilla team in the early hours of the morning is pure bliss and an education in the possibilities of the English language. Parkinson needs more rotations on the ball. So, thank you and welcome to the church.
Someone's phone's going off. I don't know what it is. It sounded like the ice cream van has arrived. Onto the front foot comes Mitchell. This one keeps a little bit low, but he's well over the top of it.
It's me. Sorry, people. That was me being reminded to take my prescription medication.
Oh, my goodness me.
Endo?
Yes.
If there is an ice cream van, you get us a 99.
No, I'm saving the 99s for England.
I think either of the batsmen will want a 99.
Indeed,
today.
indeed. No, you won't want to be sitting overnight. I mean, a bit happier than sitting in the pavilion having got out, but it's not really where you want to be. 99 not out overnight, is it? Mitchell defends on the front foot as a little bit of sun breaks through what has become a sort of slightly more gloomy outlook in terms of the weather, but also
it's dispiriting.
England's hopes. There's not so much smiling up on the England balcony anymore, although Brendan McCullum is trying to go incognito, hiding behind dark glasses. And Potts approaches again, figures of 2 for 41, full ball, which is driven up to mid-on. Jimmy Anderson gets in behind that. It's rather awkward, bounces awkwardly for him, but he still prevents it running away from him. So again, there is no run. One ball left in the over. I think it's time for a change. I'm not sure who's on at 6 o'clock. Who's doing the overspill today? I think it might be the Bear, but we will find out very shortly. 216 for 4, New Zealand. And Potts is in, bowls, nicely stroked up to mid-off by Mitchell, but he won't get a run. And that indeed is the end of the first over of a new spell from Potts. Well, I'm going to stay here until someone comes and relieves me in a sense of
well, I've just
taking
let
over.
Jacob into the room.
Is
so
Jacob to be doing ball by ball?
I thought I was doing social, but I'm happy.
He thinks he's doing social. We're waiting for the bear. The bear's shouting as he often does from the kitchen. He's making a coffee, apparently, everybody. We need to know that. I mean, it's always the right time to make a coffee. You notice how the bear, he always goes to the woods just when you need him. And so he does now. 241 runs so far in today's play. Why have we had 77.5 overs? Presumably because England got out halfway through an over.
The innings changed. Yeah.
Yes, they've changed Parkinson to the correct end.
Oh my word, they have! I want to do an over with Matt Parkinson bowling from the nursery end. I'm sorry,
Triple
Bear,
wicket,
you
mate.
can't be here on time. I'm going to do an over with Matt Parkinson from the nursery end. You've got to be quicker, mate. You've got to be quicker, mate.
It's because Brendan McCullum agreed with me and was seen signalling on the balcony, why the hell are they not putting the spinner on? He went, why are they not putting the spinner on that end?
Well, we've been saying
and
that
the pace
since
bowler on this end.
we've been saying that since 2 o'clock. So perhaps we should be the manager of the England side. Parkinson in bowls, and immediately he pitches outside leg stump, and there's a little tickle or a little bit of pad, and it runs towards the pavilion. Let's see what Rod Tucker signals. Is it going to be leg buys? No, he's got bat on that, apparently. So Blundell moves on to 83. New Zealand 218 for 4. Well, as soon as the bear gets into position, I will let him take over ball by ball.
Does anyone have a semblance of a clue who the next tweet is?
The next tweet is the one after Matt's musings.
There is Matt's musing. So is it Messi Jez?
It is.
That's better from Parkinson. That's a better line. And the batsman knows that it might just move slightly down the slope, and so he's a little bit more watchful. Let's just see if Parkinson can get it right from this end. But I will leave you in the hand. There was a little bit of drift there as well, which is good to see.
Yeah.
I'll leave you in the hands of the bear.
Well,
Ooh.
that was a full toss though. Driven up to mid-off. They think about a single, but it's not there. And he goes away. Good evening. We got the last half an hour knockings of the test. We had a little bit of a technical problem. We lost sound again. Problem with computers. This particular program, as Parkinson comes in, it's a bit too short though. Leg stump line, get that to turn, and a bit of drift and a bit of flight and pace, which is all the things you need as a spinner. It'll be alright. As there is no run.
Do that and take 700 wickets, you laugh.
Well, exactly. That's a decent ball. Floated up on about middle and leg. Gets a little bit of turn down the slope. And Blundell comes forward and there is no run. Probably 25 minutes left. 5 overs, 6 overs?
Maybe.
Yeah. Can't be that. That was a googly, I think. Well, certainly one that went straight on, came back into the bowler. That's good bowling. He plays it comfortably enough out to mid-wicket again. Off the back foot, if they're playing it that much off the back foot, it implies it's too slow. Because either that or he's got his length wrong. But I'd be tempted to say that there's a bit of pace as well. What are we watching here? We're watching. Who's that guy bowling? Is that Archer?
Yeah.
That's the ghost of Jofra Archer.
Oh my word. That looks good, doesn't it? Yes. Yeah,
He looks very quick, doesn't he?
yeah, he does look very quick. Looks very mean and very useful. And that's we're watching him when he
But
pinged.
he's more machine
Smith.
than man now.
Yeah.
Jofra.
Defended into the offside. I don't know why they were showing us Archer. Presumably because they're comparing him to Potts.
Either that or in honour of
Yeah.
the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, they're talking about how, like Al said, he's more machine than man and is basically Darth Vader at this point.
Yeah. No, I think they're comparing him to Jofra Archer. Jofra looks.
Darth Vader had more functional elbows.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping one day. Potts is in. Potts has looked good, I have to say, on his debut for England. That one is defended square on the offside and there's no run. I know it's in the last over, there were a couple of balls, 84, 85. And it's towards the end of the day, still running in, still giving it can put the pace on if he needs to. England's bowling injuries: Archer, Tom Curran, top, Matt Fisher, Saki Mahmood, God, we could do with him. Ollie Robinson, God, we could do with him. Ollie Stone, quite liked him. He's not as quick as he's supposed to be.
They're all back injuries, aren't they? They're all stress fractures.
Apart from Chris Wokes, who is good in English conditions, nowhere else. But God, you'd have him in the first test of the summer, as that's defended back down the track and there's no run. And there were 2 more on that list as well. Mark Wood, obviously, could do with him.
It'll be interesting about whether that gets found out to be a biomechanical issue or whether it's a overtraining issue.
If we go down that route again, that's what screwed up Jimmy Anderson when he first came into the side, wasn't it? I don't think it's ever a wise thing to do. You know, maybe it is that players used to play through these things and they weren't picked up, you know, back in the day. That's a full toss by Potts. Driven. Good bit of a half stop by, that's Broad at mid-on.
Anderson, I think.
Anderson. And chased down by Skipper Stokes. They'll get back for 2. Mitchell's on 88, Blundell's on 83. Really good partnership by the Kiwis. And England, missed opportunity, man. Massively missed opportunity. And Nendo was saying it, you know, just by change. I mean, you want it to change, and attitude does have to change, and you know, it gives you a fresh start if you're in the squad and you think you're struggling with new management. But I mean, he has got a lot of work to do. It's the same old problems. It's defended into the onside to mid wicket, and there's no run.
Well, the problems don't disappear.
No.
The thing that you're gambling on is a new approach to be able to solve the problem.
Especially when all the, minus Graham Thorpe for obvious reasons, all the batting coach, performance director, bowling coach, they're all the same.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's a belief in strategy.
Either that or new wood, but there is no wood. Well, I mean, maybe there is. I mean, if you can go to Potts, as that is driven up to mid-off and there's no run, if you can go to Potts out of nowhere, he can perform like this. Maybe you throw in Harry Brook and you say, come on, you know, why not? There are times other countries have done it, and sometimes you have to sweep with a new broom. I just think the problem is it's the batting, isn't it? It's always the batting. We've got 2, maybe 3. I mean, and if you include Bairstow in current form, you've got to say Root, Stokes, Bairstow on the edge of that as world-class batsmen, say. I struggle to say that with Bairstow, but in current form, you know, currently he's on form. But again, you're looking at being 3 wickets down very quickly a lot of the time, and that's always a struggle. Parkinson bowls down a track, comes Blundell, can only drive it up to mid-off, and there's no run. I mean, the one thing you have to say is they have come down a track, but they've not managed to lift him over the top, over his head. They have never timed one of those or picked one of them up. He's bowled a lot of bad balls that have been hit elsewhere. That's a decent ball. A bit of drift, and then it straightens. Googly again. Blundell defended it, no run.
With it being so slow, with it being like between 45 and 50, is it more difficult because you have to add pace to the ball, don't
you?
You
do, but it's also a lot easier to play. And if you can play spinners, spinners don't like being played off the back foot because it opens up more of the ground. As that is punched past cover off the back foot, goes deep in his crease, and there's no run. You always want to be drawing a batsman forward as a spinner, and if they're constantly playing off the back foot, it becomes really annoying. And that's partly to do with the pace of the wicket, but also the pace you're bowling at, and how good the batsman is. And obviously you're playing at test level now. So Parkinson throws that one up, and Mitchell comes forward, defends it well enough, just back down the track. There's no run. It is only a second day pitch. You wouldn't expect it to be ragging and turning and an inconsistent bounce, though, would you? So,
but he's been more consistent at this end.
Yeah, he has. He's not been too. Look, he's not been the worst. But he's not a revelation that maybe we were all hoping for. That's defended into the onside. There's no run. I mean, he's had a rough passage into the side. He wasn't picked, and then, you know, due to a concussion to Leach, he's been thrown in, so he's completely unprepared as well. I do, as he comes in, tosses out, and that's a decent delivery on middle and off, and defended down towards mid-on. There's no run. I mean, he's theoretically he gets the next test anyway, doesn't he? Because it's 10 days off with a concussion. So So Leach doesn't start the next test anyway.
Yeah, they're not going to rush Leach back.
No. Well, I don't think you can.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I think there's medical protocol as a protocol, exactly that. So I don't think he's got a hope in hell of starting the second test. I don't know. I suppose 8 days. If it started on a Thursday and it starts on a Friday, you've got 7 full days. Maybe touch and go. But as you say, maybe they won't risk it. Which means Parkinson should start the next test. I think we can get. He's bowling to a lead of 9, and now we're behind the 8 ball.
Does start the next test. Does that put Matty Potts in danger? Because Leach bolstered the batting a bit, but with England's pick bowlers on the strength of their batting strategy, does that mean they start bringing people like Overton in to make up for the lack of batting from Leach?
No, well, I think that's one of the. I think you've got to. I mean, sure, they might like it when they get Wokes and Sam Curran and those lights back. But the flip side of that is if you got to play with the best side that's available. And if Potts is the one of the, he's performed well in this test. As that one, he strayed onto the leg side though, and it's played down towards long leg. He's down there. That's Matty Parkinson's down there, and it'll be 2 runs to him. I would. It's the first test. You can't start making wholesale changes after one test. Leach did bolster the batting a bit, but look, Parkinson got 9 runs today. Take that for number 11. What else are you going to get?
Yeah, I didn't mean should they do that. I was more a question of will they start thinking
I
about
don't think they will. I think you probably need you've got to have a spinning option, and if Stokes, as that's defended out to cover and there's no run. Listen, if Stokes is in the side as an all-rounder, then you should play a spinner, because if you're going in with 3 seamers and a 4th seamer as your all-rounder, you can't be relying on the fact that you're going to bowl sides out in 40 overs and not going to need a spinner at some point, like now. You need that option. You've got Root, fair enough. Potts is in, and that's defending the leg side, and there's no run. I always think if you can have a spinner, you should have a spinner. And if you've got 4 seamers with Stokes in the side, then you should pick a spinner, even in English conditions, because you never know. If the game goes long, they can pick you up a spawny wicket just when you're not expecting it. Everyone else gets tired.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Have you got a list of our GPL entries today?
Oh, by the way, I've got to play the KP jingle, haven't I? As that is worked into the leg side. 2 mid wicket, and there is no run. Potts has got 2 for 45 off nearly 17 overs. That's pretty decent bowling, and what's turned into a pretty flat track now.
Got a couple of tweaks at the end of the over.
Cool.
Stuart Broad there trying to steal a girl's pen. No, wait. Hashtag change the narrative.
5th ball of the over, and defended square by Blundell out to point, and there is no run. Have they stopped showing the speed on the right, and he's now showing it where the lead is? I hate Sky and their little thing along the bottom.
B.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Well, at least they've stopped showing how many revs per minute.
Well, that was rubbish. Here comes Potts. Last ball of the over. It's full. It's driven. Think about a run. But good bit of fielding. Stokes is quick on it. That wire went off, and that ends the over. 75 overs gone. 223 for 4. And we got any tweets?
Yes, we do. O'Neill Harris says, this has been brilliant coverage today, Gorillas, apart from the Annie and Dave shamble. He also says, I think they were highlighting the speed difference between Archer/Wood and the current lot. When the ball isn't doing much speed, makes a big difference.
It does, indeed.
David Stunt says, how long do you give Pope if he fails second dig there? Totally demoralising for county batters if he keeps on failing again and again. 124 tests. Come on. And Warren says, need to listen to the KP jingle on a high quality sound system.
Well, I've edited it a little bit because it was a minute long, but we got a good bit as Parkinson is in, and it's tossed up and driven up to mid off, and there is no run. And it goes like this.
There's a fart wind broadcasting on Sky. Nobody wants him there. Everybody just asks why. Oh, give us some more Annie. Give us some more Annie. And less of that KP guy.
There you go.
How does that fit against current laws for defamation?
I don't know.
I'm sure Johnny Depp will tell you.
Yeah, because someone get us to Newcastle. I need an expert on defamation.
The last ball was worked down to long leg, by the way. Past. There is a leg gully. It was a single, so Mitchell was facing. He does something fun. I'm trying to figure out what he does with that one. It looks like
Turn. There is turn.
well, there is a little bit of turn, but that's too wide.
It's just gone down the hill.
Left alone
It's not turn.
by Mitchell. I mean, yeah, it's a second day pitch. You wouldn't expect a lot of turn in England, would you? Really? Let's be honest. So that's defended out to mid wicket, and there is no run by Mitchell, who's on 90 off 173, Bundle 86 off 177, leads 216. They're 225 for 4. That's a horrible ball. However, he's dragged it down. It's squatted a little bit, but it's well outside leg stump, and Daryl Mitchell just squeezes it out to deep square leg. He'll get himself a single. Last ball of the over. I'll be interested to hear. I don't know if Gary's coming in this test, because I think he's doing the whole thing from Lords, because he's got a press pass there. There's our Gary, as that's defended. Out to the covers, and there's no run.
Who's he? Who would he be doing work for, or is he just there because he's got?
I think he's just there because he's got a press pass. He's probably writing something to somebody that he's trying to push something on somebody. But I think if you've got a press pass, you're entitled to go there. He hasn't got a press pass to go to all the other grounds. I think he's just got a press pass for Lords. I think.
Nice work if you can get it.
Yeah.
We've had 251 runs in the day there. How does that fit with all of our GPL entries?
Wow. Let's have a look. Who's in and who's out?
Let's play GPL Watch.
GPL Watch 251. We've lost Lancashire Bloke, who was on 237. We have lost Oscar Mack, who was on 245. We have lost Lancashire Bloke, who also had 247, as Daryl Mitchell defends it out to mid wicket as Potts starts his 18th over. Messages next up on 253. That'll be out. 257 Hombre Nuevo. Well, we've got 10 minutes left. Yeah, that could be in actually. What did you say? 256 runs in 10 minutes possible.
Yeah. So 226. England scored 25 this morning. So that's 251.
Oh, you just got to remember that England scored 25, and then we just add it to what we see on the screen. So yeah, okay. Messages again, 263 could be in. Lancashire Bloke also has 267. That seems a little bit far away. That's 16 runs in 10 minutes. I suppose it's only 4 jammy 4s. Some tired England bowlers, some shit balls outside the leg stump or off stump.
In other news, Bert.
Yes.
UEFA have officially apologised to fans for the Champions League final.
Good. They should do, even though it's a depressing loss, which we haven't talked about, Al. As that was clipped out to mid wicket and there's no run. Didn't T-Bar fucking Courtois have an absolute blinder?
It was a little bit depressing.
It was.
It happens.
Yeah, exactly. It happens. It's football. Scotland got booted out by Ukraine, didn't they?
I wouldn't want to face them. I mean, I'm not sure if Wales are going to handle them, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch it. That was left alone outside the off stump by Daryl Mitchell. As this game winds down, we can talk about all the other sport.
Yeah. They properly looked like they, even though like some of the Ukrainian team hadn't played for ages, like 6 months or so.
It's an amazing thing what pride in your country will do occasionally, eh?
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between like Bulldog spirit, England, and properly what that means. That's also why Anthony Joshua doesn't stand a chance against Google.
Left alone outside the off stump, and there's no run against who?
Alexander Usyk. There's
Oh
a
right, they're
rematch
having
of
when's the rematch?
soon in the next 4 to 6 weeks, I think.
He should be able to do Usyk, really. I mean, Usyk's nice and he's got good footwork, and he's up from cruiserweight, isn't he? And this is the thing. He's got.
Well,
oh, did you watch the previous fight?
yeah.
He just didn't come forward, Joshua, and he's a
Yeah.
bigger man. You got to impose yourself on someone like that. Give them a couple of good clouts in their head at that weight, and they don't really want it. As that is defended into the leg side, and there's no run.
Usyk's feet are amazing.
Yeah. Well, he's given up 2.5 stone for speed, isn't he? So you've got to use your weight and try and land it. Anyway, that was boxing talk with Guerrilla Cricket. In between,
what else,
ball
what
out
else?
to the leg side.
We'll start branching out. Guerrilla boxing.
Yeah, well,
Guerrilla MMA.
we had Guerrilla Grandstand one afternoon with Dave Brooke. That one's a decent ball from Potts, but it's turned into the leg side by Daryl Mitchell. Must be seeing football now. And
Can we do Guerrilla Olympics?
Me and Hendo once did.
Guerrilla Olympics.
Guerrilla Olympics.
When we were here very early, it must have been. Was there Olympics in 2016? There was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Brexit. And me and Hendo were here, and Aggers was doing horses trotting around. Dressage. So me and Hendo did about 20 minutes of dressage. We didn't know what was going on. But
I would do Guerrilla Olympics. I would sign up for that. If you do it, I will do that.
I will take 2 weeks off work and I'll do that.
Well, you two are on your own then.
Fine.
Yeah, it'd be me and Al.
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
all the different sports.
It'd be quite tiring. Matt Parkinson is going to continue. 7 minutes left. At least Stokes is in discussion with him with Broad.
Be better.
Does anyone?
Bowl it better.
Are there any
Make
Lancashire
wicket.
guys that he plays with in his team? I'm trying to think of it.
There's
Jimmy Anderson, I suppose. Jimmy Anderson knows him.
Yeah, Anderson doesn't really play for Lancashire, does he? Really?
Yeah, but I'm sure he hangs around at the club when he's not playing. That's decent ball. Floated up on him, sort of off stump. Turns a fraction. It's defended.
Have we all seen-
recovers and there's no run.
Have we all seen the fabulous photo of Jimmy Anderson from the beginning of this season, when they did all the photo shoot for the club at the beginning of the season? And there's a photo of him, which I will tell you about after this ball.
As that one's outside leg stump and played down to deep square leg. And there is a single.
Nice to know they've given up on the graphics as well.
Yeah. But there's this photo of Anderson with his legs crossed, with
Oh, we lost you just as you were explaining to him. And Jimmy is on the other end of our Zoom call. He sent out instructions to cut off Jacob.
Yeah.
As
The
he
minute he
explains-
mentions it.
As he's mentioning his press photo for Lancashire. I'm sure we'll get him back in a second. He'll either log off and log back on again. Parker, he's moving his field around. He's confident, knows what he wants at least. He's got a mid-wicket square leg, a forward square leg. There's a leg gully. There's a man deep backward square leg.
Oh, he's going around the wicket.
Yeah. Oh, he is going around the wicket. Nice. I like that. Confidence. And it pitches it outside leg. It turns a little bit and it goes across the batsman. But if he's got confidence still, that's good. That's not a bad attacking liner because there's not a lot of
Tell you
spin,
what.
and he'll probably get some from out there.
Nice bit of spin there.
Yeah, well, there'll be footmarks, won't there? At that for the bowler. Maybe that's how he gets the wickets in the first innings. Maybe we're going to see a complete change here as that one fizzes a bit out of that rough. And it's going across Blundell, and he gets right forward and defends it. I'd be tempted to. I don't know what he's got there. Has he got a slip and a gully? I'm bowling that, and that's what I'm playing for. I probably want a gully as well.
I'd move the guy for leg slip, maybe.
Yeah. Seems to be following the arm as well if he's bowling with that turn. There's only a slip, there still is a leg slip. It's out there, it's beaten square leg, and there isn't anyone out in the deep. So it's going to be hit for 4. Still, I like it. Let's have a little jingle.
It's Nissan She. It's Nissan She.
a little bit short again. It's because it's short. I mean, that's the one thing. If you get that wrong, go deep in the crease and just play it square on the leg side. Get right behind the ball.
Both of the batsmen in the 90s now.
Yeah, attempted, goes deep again. Blundell tries to smear it through the leg side. Can only hit short mid wicket. It's a good leg side field. It's the end of the over. 78 gone. 232 for 4. 2 overs till the new ball. Not going to get that. So what are we adding? 25. So it's 253 then. No. We're adding. How many are we adding?
257.
257. Oh, Hombre Nuevo.
So Hombre Nuevo needs no more runs.
Hombre Nuevo needs no more runs. We're the bank. I need at least one. Preferably not 6. Because that would be messages.
Okay.
I think they're the only 2 left in it. 273 would be. Oh no, 267. Oh, 10. You're not going to get 10 in an over. Anyway, Potts is in. First ball is just blocked by Mitchell. And that is no run as it goes out to cover.
There's a chance this is the last over, so Hombre Nuevo's right in this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think
this
probably will be the last over. Both sides. Well,
if they just block it out.
Yeah, we're going to have a winner.
Do you think there's any heroic effort to get to 100, or do you just see how you? You'll all be all right when I come back in tomorrow.
You come back and do that tomorrow. Driven back by Darryl Mitchell to the bowler, who gets it on his follow through, and there's no run. Speed's dropped now, 78 miles an hour.
4 more balls to get a single.
Yeah, just need one slightly off line on the hit. That'll do.
Jacob, it seems fitting, doesn't it, that in this particular instance, Bear is Vegas, isn't it?
I do quite like that.
Yeah, on the house, man. Potts in. It's on the off stump. It's played out to cover.
And there's no run.
And there's no run. It's fielded.
We should have Bear bet.
I looked into setting up a bookies. You can buy white box bookies that just follow someone else's. I mean, this is it. I mean, if you set up a bookie, you just got to follow what Bet365 does live, basically. Yeah, they seem to make a profit. Why do you need to set your own odds? It's ridiculous. Potts is in, and now I thought it hit the pad, but it come off the face of the bat, gone out to cover, and there is no run. 2 balls left.
Hombre Nuevo's 2 balls away.
The bank,
the bank
needs a run. The bank needs a run.
There? What is the pot?
36 quid.
Come on, 7.
I'm putting it all on red.
As we find out, whatever the Midas touches, Jacob, we'll see if you've got it now or not.
Indeed. Potts in. That's defended. I think it's going to be Hombre Nuevo getting the cash, because I can't see Potts bowling another ball. That
I just can't wait. I can't wait for it to be like a no ball off the last ball. No.
He's going to smack this one for 6, and that'll do Messi Jezzes.
That would give it Messi Jazz, yeah. Can't see that happening either. It's getting cloudy and dark at Lord's in North London. Last ball. They're having a chat to make sure it is the last ball.
They need some of those beacons.
And got short legs going in. Now is he going to shove this into the pads and allow it to just trickle down to long leg for a single? Who knows? As Potts comes in, last ball. It's not. It's driven, and they're going to run. And no, dear, oh dear. Sorry, Hombre Nuevo. In fact, it's going to be 4 runs. In fact, off the last ball. It was full and outside. They didn't have a mid off, which would have won Hombre Nuevo the money. But instead, they took out mid off, and he bowled that full one anyway. And it was a really nice drive by Mitchell. Takes him to 97 overnight. Having got themselves in all sorts of trouble being out for 132 on day 1, showing that they're world champions and there's a bit of fight in them, unlike us. Well, they might come out and win, but now they're totally in the box seat. You never want to, chasing a total is never easy in a test match. The one thing you can say is when England do start chasing, it's not going to be day 4, day 5 pitch. It's going to be probably day 2.5 pitch. And they would hope. I mean, the swing seems to have gone out. The pitch is certainly a lot more docile than it was at the beginning of the game. There's not so much movement in the air or off the pitch.
108 runs in this final session.
Yeah, but you'd have to say England are so fragile when they start losing wickets that a chase of over 250, and you really can't see England doing it, even with the time and stay at the wicket.
Yeah.
You never know. A hero might stay up. Maybe Ollie Pope becomes a hero for England. You never know. Should have a quick rundown of the scorecard, or at least the innings of New Zealand.
Oh, do you want me to do that?
Oh, go on then.
Latham caught folks, bowled Potts for 14. Young caught folks, bowled Anderson for 1. Williamson caught Bairstow, bowled Potts for 15. Conway strangled down the leg side, caught folks, bowled Broad for 13. But then Mitchell 97 not out off 188 balls, and Blundell 90 not out off 182. 6 extras, bringing your total to 236 for 4, which is a lead of 2-2. Well, what was it? 2-2-7?
227.
227. I've got a couple of tweets to run through. So, Messi Jez says, Jeff Perkins, that Starman jingle is fucking genius. Armchair Cricket Podcast. If Mitchell and Blundell can play till both, which they have done, it's a wonderful recovery from a position of definite loss to a good chance for a win. England look really flat, and if they cannot find a spark soon, they may very well be looking at 300 plus shape. Peter Ward, I remember Gorilla Grandstand was absolute gold. Chris at Silvery Beams has said he's listened all day on the drive down from Newcastle to Worcestershire. Cheers for the great coverage, Gorilla.
That's our pleasure.
Messages. That was the least sincere bear apology ever. And on that subject, Hombre Nuevo says he's more than happy to keep the pot going. 1 run off yesterday, 1 ball off today. He's happy he's got a lottery ticket for tonight.
Well, yeah. That's true. And I think I've missed oh no, I've got an hour to get a lottery ticket. That's it for the day. We will be back at 10 to 11 tomorrow morning. All the usual. I'm on tomorrow. I know Tony's coming in. I don't know who else is on. I'll have a
I'm
look. You're on. There you go. You're on, Jacob?
No, this is me done for the test match.
You're
I'm
done for
going
the
away.
test.
And then
yeah,
I'll
you
be
are going
back
away.
at the back end of the second test, I think.
You may miss that if it's like this. But you never know. And then we got some one-dayers against the Netherlands before we have the third test, which is quite interesting. So this series is sandwiched with a completely different squad going out and probably smashing the Netherlands. One imagine, and we might get squeaky bung time in one ODI because we're pretty good at that against minnows. But there you go. Until tomorrow, we shall say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Guerrilla crickets. Whoa. Guerrilla crickets. Whoa. Guerrilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, Guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick Guerrilla Cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than red counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, Guerrilla Cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. Would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe,